Welcome back to episode 2 of Final Fantasy Lore. In the last episode, we were just sent on an errand from Miguelo to locate the errant Kites, who has disappeared at the Sandsea pub. Lovely place for an underage kid, but hey, fun. This is fantasy. And while we head over to there, I'll just go over a couple of the things that I would like personally to achieve in this series. First up, I want to defeat Yasmat. It's something I have not done in the 2 games that I've played towards the end. So we'll break off from the Yasmat discussion as there is a short cutscene on the Sandsea, followed by another tutorial.
There you are, Kites. Stop loafing around.
Look, Vaughn, look! This is it! This is why Miguelo's courier didn't get here on time.
Creature spawn. What is that thing?
Ah, Vaughn. Miguelo sent you too, did he? He's a busy man these days, that Miguelo, if I dare say so myself. I don't envy him the work, though. Not a bit. Quite the affair throwing a banquet to welcome the Imperials, eh?
Welcoming? We should be... whatever. Say, Tomaj, what's this?
Nah, don't remind me. Got some nastiness out there in the Ester Sand. What's stopping our couriers? And that means shortages all around. Thought I'd put up a bill, offer a reward to anyone who can knock that nasty back in its place.
Now that's work. Sounds 10 times better than running errands for Miguelo.
That's right. Vaughn, you should give it a shot.
And you should be getting back to Miguelo. Now, Kites. He was waiting for you.
Oh, right.
So here's how it works. People post bills here on the notice board when they have a monster they need to take care of. Headhunters track people, right? Well, hunters track monsters. The monster you're hunting is called your mark. Here's the bill I posted for the rogue tomato, the mark I've petitioned to have hunted. No, I do not want to hear the details. I'm pretty sure I get it. Alright, but I'm expecting you to take care of that rogue tomato for me. Oh, and I'll give you something to keep track of your hunts. Clan Primer. Use it to refresh your memory about hunts you've accepted. Yay! And I have a little gift, just a little something to commemorate your first hunt. The Orochea Armlet. Can't even equip it, don't have the licenses. No worries, I'll give you a tutorial. Swords, bows, black magic, white magic, none of it does you a lick of good until you have licenses to use it. Same goes for the armlet. So, Tomaj, how can I equip that treasure you've bestowed on me, you ask? Easy, learn by doing. Tutorials. Oh dear, we don't need to know all of this. Unfortunately, they're not very skippable. And I'll probably be mashing random buttons. So in the meantime, I'll go over what he just gave me, which was the Orochea Armlet. That is as close as I can work out to what the correct pronunciation is for the armlet. I haven't been able to find any information as to whether it actually relates to any real-world items, or, yeah, as I said, correct pronunciation. It might be a mistranslation of Orochi, which is a Japanese mythological serpent, but that's very unlikely, as there is... Orochi is generally given to other things, and it's a very unusual thing to call a base grade accessory. That. So, yeah. The other licenses that we had before, as might have missed over, was the Mithril Blade, or the Mithril Sword, because there are 2 items. For those who know the Tolkien lore, Mithril comes from the works of Tolkien. It wasn't in the original Hobbit, interesting enough. The first edition of the Hobbit just refers to it as a silvery metal. But in later revised editions, it became mithril. So essentially it's basically. One of the quintessential fantasy elements that has now become a public domain term. And as such, there are other various fantasy elements that are used in this, but we won't be getting those items until much later. Skip through that. Blah blah blah. End tutorial. Rightio, we'll be off hunting shortly. That'll be to get us out of the gate. To hunt the rogue tomato. Alright, quick equip. Might as well get that accessory, even if it doesn't do huge amount. It's still better than nothing at this point of the game. Alright, here, we'll have a quick detour on the way to the hunt. We'll just stop by the clan headquarters and pick up a few things there. I suppose now we'll get back to the Yasmat. I might have mentioned before, but the Yasmat has the most HP. There are technically monsters with more HP in the 13, but the damage cap and damage damage per second is a lot higher in that game, and thus the HP of the monsters actually scales down. Although I believe that even with the scaling down, there are a couple of DLC ones from 13.2 that have excess HP. But that's DLC. Right here, conspicuous Bangar. I'm not quite sure what makes this particular one conspicuous, but he is the doorkeep to the clan hall. And welcome to the clan headquarters. Hi there, Moogle. So we'll have a talk to that little Moogle up there. Mont Blanc. Kupo, yours is in your face. Are you a hunter? Welcome to our clan hall. I'm Mont Blanc, founder of Clan Centurio. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Kupo. Our clan has a very strict entrance examination. We should begin yours at once. And you pass. Moogles are quick to make up their minds, Kupo. Please tell me to stop doing that if you find that incredibly silly, but whatever. Here in the clan hall, you'll hear about especially dangerous marks you won't find posted on any board. The moment they're are their ugly heads. Well, I'll get on with filling the necessary clan membership certificates, and I'll be finished in no time flat. Kupo! Kupo, nearly forgot. Now that you remember, you can make purchases from our clan shop in the Muthru Bazaar. Be sure to stop by. Yep, nope. Not at the moment. There's nothing of interest there yet. But, of interesting note, Mont Blanc does appear in another Final Fantasy game. He crops up in Final Fantasy Tactics Advance on the Game Boy Advance, where he, again, is a leader of the hunting clan. Although in that time, he names his clan Nazi, rather than Clan Centurio. He is also the accomplice to the main character, and has almost an identical character design to the Mont Blanc of Final Fantasy XII. Whoops. There are more crossovers between the Final Fantasy Tactics Advance series and Final Fantasy XII. They all inhabit the world of Ivalice. Let's see, where am I going? Down here, yes, good. I'll go through more of the crossovers later when the time arises and all that jazz. Right here. Whoops. The very last thing that I want to mention before, that I was hoping to get in this game, is the Zodiac Spear. We'll just do a kind favour for this desert merchant. He's being locked out and his mate's on the other side, so I'll deliver his package. Doesn't actually get me anything, but I'll be nice. Yeah. So I want to get the Zodiac Spear. Again, I've played 2 times before at least. All times I've mucked up.
Let's read some papers, boy. No public passage on account of the Lord Consul's parade.
Oh, gee, that's too bad. You see, it just so happens that your provisioner for the fete tonight, he sent me to pick up a few choice morsels for the, consul's dining pleasure. He wants one. I got the writ of transit right here. You see? Signed, Magello. I just hate to see the consul upset because his food wasn't ready on time. And I sure hate to see him take it out on you.
The Lord Consul is a great man, and not one to take offence in such trifling matters. Move along, boy. Wouldn't do to keep the Consul waiting. Right. Gates are closed after this.
Don't forget to heal, because I took a bit of damage from fighting those rats in the last episode. And I may as well save in case, I don't know, disaster strikes. Remember that package I got? Here's the merchant that I am to deliver it to. I don't get anything, but meh, it's good. Not quite sure how that dude sees with that blindfold over his eyes, but whatever. Now we finally head into the Ester Sands to do some hunting. We'll finally see some proper battle. While we wait for the game to load. That's better. Ooh, the city over there. Didn't notice that before. Top left corner. But we'll be stealing from this little cactite. Just because. Isn't it adorable sleeping there? You can die. Cactuars and such are a common enemy from the Final Fantasy games. They first crop up in Final Fantasy VI, even though they look nothing like these ones here, and are always called cactus. Hey, he was nice, he gave me some fruit. The cactuars are known for their 1,000 needle attacks, and for their agility. Now I'm fighting just a generic wolf, though it's an interesting pattern and interesting horns on it. Right. Here we have our mark. Always steal, because why not? Even though this guy doesn't actually have any unique drops. Attack him. Notice the banded stripes on the rogue tomato? They're reminiscent of prison stripes used in particularly the US during the 1800s. Now I should also remember to pay attention to my HP. Tomatoes are also part of the deadly nightshade family, which, as the name suggests, a lot of the family of plants contains toxins or are otherwise quite inedible. Tomatoes originate from South America, specifically the Mesoamerica area. Now I need to go fetch him quickly before he heals up. Yeah, tomatoes were introduced into Europe about the 1600s, where they were initially used as decorative plants rather than edible plants. Because they're part of the nightshade family, people distrusted them and assumed that they were poisonous, although technically only the leaves are poisonous. Whoops, this camera's beginning. That's better. Yeah, so Although there are some species of tomato where the fruits are poisonous. They also distrusted the bright red fruits of the tomato. And now we have a tomato dead.
Galbano lilies? Never thought I'd see him growing out here. This'll make a nice souvenir. Time to call it a day.
Not quite yet though. Still a little bit to go before that happens. Alright, just have a quick detour down to the south to check out this guy here. Whoa, no, I'm not bad wolf. First up, get rid of the wolf. But as you see in the background, there's a wild saurian. Oh, and it's cannibalized the wolf. The green health bar above the saurian indicates that it's a passive creature, rather than one that will automatically aggro on you. There's a good reason for that. Nurse's HP bar? Why a red name? He's much too high a level to attack. And it's the uncautious traveller who will attack that guy at this point in the game. Because he will kill you. Brutally. Alright, so now we'll head back to Rabanasta, where various cutscenes await us again. Yep. There we have Rabanasta on the horizon there. We'll do a quick save job before we head into the city again. Just to make sure that everything's all good. Right, and who do we see here? Little Kites has wandered out of the city. And they've locked the gate on us. So it's... what do we do?
Get back there. Hey! This gate's closed until the ceremony's over, do you hear?
Now what?
And here we have the only gold chocobos of Final Fantasy XII.
All right, out the way.
Wait a second. How can you let these chocobos through the gate and not us?
What of it? This here's a pedigreed parader, boy. Cost tens of thousands of gil, this one did. A bit price than 100 of you provincials would fetch. Keep your distance. We don't want the chocobo sticking a peasant.
What'd you say?
Step aside. Right then, move them in.
Gold chocobos first crop up in Final Fantasy VII, where they're the ultimate rideable mount.
That does it.
A fine chocobo you have there. Yes, see the down stock if I'm not mistaken. Change the soil, change the chocobo, am I right? Yes, different soil means different bouquet too. Take a Damascus Moreau's wine, it may lack the flavor and depth of some of your Arcadian wines, but it has a certain strength of character. It's not bad really once you get used to it.
Miguelo comes in to save the day.
There's more than enough for all to cool their throats, of course.
You let these carts through and close this gate as ordered. My mail's choked with this sand.
Don't give me a scare like that. You're lucky that ended where it did.
Right. Now's our chance to go through.
Ah, the ceremony will be starting soon. I best be hurrying.
Okay, well... Vaughn, wait! What is it? Vaughn!
Not quite sure why he darts off to see the parade, seeing as he hates the Arcadians so much. But it's Q first FMV sequence. And here we see Vane Solidor, soon to be consul of Dalmasca. This area here is kind of like a lot what you would see in a lot of the Roman films, like the Forum. You got the Palace, well, Podia.
I give you your new consul, His Imperial Highness Lord Vane Solidor, Commandant of the Arcadian Empire's Western Arm. Your Excellency.
And it's like in a lot of the royal portrayals of Romans in the films, or the Roman Empire, they speak with British accents. Hush falls off the carriage.
Look upon your consul. With hatred you look upon the empire. There was little point in asking. But know this. I harbour no idle hopes of frustrating that hatred. Nor shall I ask your fealty. That is the due of your fallen king, and rightly so. King Ramanas loved, he strove to bring you peace. His was a rule worthy of your devotion. Even now, he remains among you, protecting you. His ardor for the peace and weal of Dalmasca falters not. I would ask only that you do your king honor. Together let us embrace the peace His Majesty would surely desire. 2 years now divide us from war's bitter end, yet still its shadow looms over all, stifling the infant peace a pall only you may cast off. Achieve but this one thing, and your hatred of me will grieve me not. I will stand fast, I will endure your hatred, suffer your slings and arrows. I will defend Dalmasca. Here I will pay my debt. I swear it now.
He speaks like a Roman senator.
And Lady Ash be gone. They stand ever at the side of their people. In honoring peace, you do honor to their memory and to Dalmasca. What I ask plain. My hopes now rest with you.
He is a good orator, that Vane. That's a good proper speech.
Is Ravenasta to your liking, my lord?
It is magnificent. Take this cathedral, elegant yet whimsical in its execution. A stunning example of Galtean architecture. I hope Lord Gramus might one day look upon it himself.
The patron of this evening's banquet, may it please your excellency.
Q. Magello.
Magello, your highness. It is truly a profound honor to make the acquaintance of our future emperor, highness. The people of Ravenasta, join me in welcoming
That's
you.
enough of highness. Though indeed I am our emperor's son, I am no prince. Arcadia's emperor is freely chosen by People am but an elected official and nothing more.
I meant no disrespect.
Now that I think on it, I would not have you address me as Lord Consul for that matter.
No?
Henceforth, I am a citizen of Ravenasta. Why don't you call me Vane?
I could not. That would not be right.
You are overly fond of formalities. I've just the remedy for that. Tonight you will join me, and we shall drink until you call me by name.
Or pass out. One of the two.
How can he stand to bow to him like that?
Fawn, you just do not get it, do you? He's not doing it because he wants to. You know what would happen if he didn't.
I know, it's just...
So, what would you do different?
I don't know. Well... I'd do something.
Rightio, I think this is about time to nearly call it an episode. That'll wrap things up quite nicely.
Vaughn, you haven't
Except
heard a
there's a lot
single word
of
of sad,
cutscene.
have you? This place has changed so much. It's like it's not even Ravenasta anymore.
Forgot about this one.
Thought of swallowing it whole.
Hey, Penel, that fate tonight. You think they'll let us in?
Totally not.
Crazy. It's in the house. We don't have an invitation if you hadn't noticed.
So, how are we getting in?
As if I'd know. Why not ask Magello to get you in? Or go see old Dallin in Lowtown? Why the sudden interest, Vaughn?
I told you. I'm going to take back what's ours. Give back to Dalmasca. Come on. What do you think?
Yes,
If I
Robin Hood.
find some- and it fetches a good price. How about I buy you all dinner?
Oh, please. You know as well as I do the first thing you'd buy is an airship. All hail Vaughn, sky part of Dalmasca. It's got a nice ring to it. Stay out of trouble.
An airship. I don't know. Maybe Magello. Time to pay old Dallin a visit.
Oh ho. That looks like trouble looming on the horizon. And I can now enter Lowtown. Rightio. I believe that'll be the end of this episode, finally. Forgot about that last little cutscene there. So next time we'll be visiting Dahl in Lowtown, seeing what he has to offer, and then hopefully sneaking into the palace to nab some nice little goodies. Next time I'll also be going on the similarities between Arcadia and the Roman Empire, as ancient history is something of a favourite topic of mine. Well, good luck to you all and take care. Type this out. Bye.